Pasensya ka na sa mga katang isip kong ito. Kahit na lang ng lalayo sa'yo.
Baliwang kota.
Ako'y gigising na.
Bakit bibili?
Ano ba? Pasensya ka na. Ano?
Ang lalim.
Yo, what is going on, y'all? It's your boy Vel, and we are back with another top 15 strongest heroes video. Now, the meta has changed a little bit. We've had some heroes nerfed and buffed, like the buff has changed and stuff like that. So this is ever changing. The meta is ever changing. So we do these videos very frequently because there's just so many changes that comes up. And actually, it's a lot of different heroes on this list than the last time we did this video, like a month ago. So I think this is going to be really, really fun. Make sure you write in the comment section down below some of your favorite heroes and some of your strongest heroes. If you have any questions about if you are considering that a hero is meta or not meta, let me know in the comment section down below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you drop that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Mobile Legends content, and also, yeah, just make sure you comment down below and let us know some of your favorite heroes and stuff like that. So jumping into it, this is going to be in no particular order. This is just going to be 15 of the strongest heroes that I see in the meta right now. Honestly, Mobile Legends is just really in a good state right now. This is honestly the most balanced I've seen Mobile Legends in a while, and that's crazy because there's so many different heroes. There's so many varieties of heroes that you can use in this current meta that actually can work, and I think this is the first time we've seen Mobile Legends like this. So these 15 are not the only heroes that's really good. These are just some of the greatest heroes that come to mind in my mind. So yeah, if I miss anything that you think is really valuable, make sure you just write that down below in the comment section. But anyway, let's jump straight into it, man. So starting out in no particular order, we have Atlas. So this is really the tank and marksman meta. You see a lot of tanks in the game and you see a lot of marksmen. Atlas is one of the best tanks because he can literally group up a bunch of people and slam them wherever he wants them to be, and that creates an opportunity for your team to just engage and dive in on them and just absolutely destroy them. You can get people bunched up together and hit with a bunch of crowd control, and I think that there's really no other tank that can do it like that. Like, you have some other tanks in Mobile Legends that's really good at having crowd control, but at the extent that Atlas has it, it's no other tank that can do it like that, and that's why he's so powerful right now. I think Atlas is literally the strongest tank in the game right now. Let me know what your thoughts are on Atlas. I don't really get to see him much because he's an auto-ban hero in North America, but yeah, let me know your thoughts. Next, we have Natalia. Natalia is she's always been one of the strongest heroes for me. I think any hero that's been able to go invisible, you can make a play with that hero. I think the thing with Mobile Legends is people ignored how powerful Natalia was for so long because she couldn't just wipe out an entire team. Like, after she stopped being invisible, you could see her again. Like, then she was basically only good for taking out one person. She couldn't just keep going invisible. But honestly, the job of an assassin, Natalia, all she has to do is really take out the marksman, and that's game changing. That really changes everything if she can just take the marksman out every single time. Even if she dies for it, that's huge, because as long as your marksman is doing well and she keeps taking out the enemy's marksman, it's really game over, because these games are basically decided by marksmen right now how they should be. So you have a hero like Natalia. Now they've made her even stronger where she can go invisible multiple times. I think she's kind of broken and overpowered right now. So if you master Natalia, you can really dominate this meta, and you can take out the marksman for sure. And honestly, you could probably take out a few more heroes before you go down with Natalia. So yeah, Natalia is very powerful right now. That's an auto-ban hero for me as well. I never want to go up against Natalia because of the simple fact that she can just destroy the marksman, that's what this meta is all based around right now. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Let me know what you all think. Next, we have Carrie. Carrie is one of the strongest marksmen in the game right now. She's honestly probably the #1 marksman in the game right now because of all the damage that she's able to do. She's a tank killer. She can melt through all these tanks, and you have a lot of tanky teams now. That's just the way the meta goes, and she's the best at bursting all that down. Bursting those tanks down and just destroying them fast. And if you're not a tank and you come across Carrie and she's fed, yeah, it's just GG's. Like, if you don't have a tanky team and she gets fed, it's really nothing that you can do about that. So yeah, all the marksmen are in a really good spot, but Carry in particular in this meta definitely thrives and shines with the red buff. And the fact that you can't really build to stop her. It's hard to build to stop her because of how her damage is actually output. So yeah, the carry is really, really strong right now. Next, we have a mid laner. We have Harith. So Harith is actually a really, really good pick right now. I know a lot of people have seen Harith get so many nerfs over the years now at this point. I think he's been out a few years at this point. Harith has caught a few nerfs and people think that he's become useless, but in reality, he can buy time. So let's say you're not the greatest Harith, you're not super, super strong to the point where you can just wipe out a whole enemy team. What you can do is buy a bunch of time. You can keep attacking people, getting shield back, and you can buy time, seconds, and basically give your marksman an opportunity to get to a fight, to start engaging, and to really take out some people, to take out some kills from the back line. I think that these heroes like Harith and Esmeralda and stuff like that, well, when Esmeralda is encountered by a different hero, I think that these heroes are really, really good at buying time and allowing your team to make plays. I think this Harith in particular is a selfless hero, is a more selfless hero. Even though you can be really, really good and just get to wiping everybody out yourself, even if you're not insane, you can really buy time and create opportunities for your team, as opposed to certain heroes like Ling. You're either really, really good with him or you're really, really bad. There's no tanking. Like, he can't really buy time. If Ling does bad, then you're just without a mid laner and he's pretty much useless the whole game. And there's other heroes that's like that as well, like Lunix. Lunix is a little bit more sustainable. She can play around and buy a little bit more time, but yeah, it's just a tanky mid laner in this meta is really, really good because it's all about letting your marksman get fed and creating opportunities for your marksman to attack. So if you play the game through the marksman, Harith is really good at that. Next, we have Kimmy. Kimmy is actually very strong right now because she can constantly dish out damage. And also, a lot of people are playing the 1-3-1, doing it like when they're using a 1-3-1. And I think that that's very, very powerful because it allows a marksman to get fed super fast, which Kimmy is already one of the fastest farming marksmen that there is in the game because she doesn't have to worry about mana, she doesn't have to go back to the base much, and as long as she's protected, she can just really roam around. If she is combined with like a Grok or something, she can invade. And yeah, it's really tough to take on a fed Kimmy, and Kimmy can get fed really, really quickly. So if you play Kimmy well, she's unstoppable. So yeah, definitely had to throw her on this list. Next, we have Bruno. Bruno is one of the strongest marksmen in the game right now as well. Bruno, once he gets fed, which it does take some time for him to get fed, but again, any marksman in a 1-3-1 becomes viable and very, very strong. If you play Bruno well, he can get to like 2-shotting, 3-shotting, tanky players and everything. Like, he honestly can melt a tank the same way Carry can. I think that it just takes him a little bit longer than it takes Carry to get to that point. But yeah, he can do just as much damage almost as Carry. So yeah, Bruno is a huge, huge threat right now. He's very, very powerful. But yeah, next we have Granger. Granger is still one of the strongest heroes in the game. He's caught a nerf and that hurt him a little bit, but at the same time, I think that once you get used to playing with him, you will realize that with a marksman, you don't really take many hits of CC and stuff like that anyway, so it's not the biggest nerf that a hero can catch. I think that a big part of playing the marksman role is just staying out of range of danger and staying away from people. So if you've mastered that, you're in a good spot to use Granger at any point. So yeah, I think Granger is still really, really good right now. He's one of the fastest farming marksmen as well, and he just does a ton of damage if you play him correctly. If you have a frontline pill and stuff like that, he can create a lot of opportunities along with working with the right team comp. So yeah, Granger is very, very strong. Next we have Claude. Because of this new 1-3-1 meta where marksmen are roaming mid and taking both buffs, Claude can actually get the purple buff, which saves him when it comes to that mana problem, and he can keep his stacks up a lot more easily. And then he get the red buff as well, so obviously he gets that damage boost. So basically, in the 1-3-1, Claude has become unstoppable. I know a lot of people have been wondering why people have been seeing Claude a lot more in the meta. He's valuable again. He's very, very valuable because of how fast you can get fed if you're doing a 1-3-1. So he's a very, very strong marksman. He's always been, but I think that now that people are realizing how powerful the red buff is, and how this, in particular, this strategy with the 131 can boost the marksman very, very quickly. A hero like Claude that would have taken all game to get fed can now get fed a lot quicker. So yeah, Claude is really, really strong right now if played properly. Next, we have Ling. Ling is a very, very powerful mid laner. I think that in this meta, it's very valuable to take out the marksman. It's very valuable to take out the marksman, and Ling is one of the heroes that can actually wipe out a marksman fast. So when it comes to that type of value that he brings to a team, I think that it's like invaluable. Someone who can take out a marksman, similar to Natalia, except for Natalia can just go invisible, and it's a lot more annoying than Ling, in my opinion. Ling, at least you can see him when he's turning into smoke, and you can try to dodge him. Natalia, you just never see it coming. But Ling is definitely still really, really good. But all you have to do is to counter Ling, honestly, is just take his blue buff, and then he's just useless. So he's a hit or miss type of hero. I don't necessarily like playing with Ling, but also it's kind of difficult and annoying to go against a good Ling as well. So yeah, I mean, it's a hit or miss hero, but he's very, very strong still. So yeah, next we have Kagura. Kagura has been a solid hero for the longest. Kagura has not, I don't think Kagura is super, super flashy, but if you go against a good Kagura, you'll realize just how strong Kagura is and how annoying it could be to try to take Kagura on. And I think that she's very dependable. She's dependable, she's proven. She's one of those heroes that's been around a while, similar to Chao. And yeah, I mean, if you don't know who to go as a mid laner, I don't think you can go wrong if you pick Kagura. So, in most cases. So yeah, Kagura is not bad. Next, we have Grok. Obviously, Grok is always going to be meta unless they do some type of crazy nerf to him, which I don't see why. I think he's actually a really, really balanced tank for what he does. He can clear lanes really, really fast. He can increase the speed that your team farms at. I think that that's where his power comes in at. His ability to farm and clear waves fast and speed up these rotations. So he shaves a lot of time off rotations in Mobile Legends, and I think that that's where his value comes in at. Because if you have a Grok on your team should probably be ahead in gold most of the game. But just being ahead in gold and farming and stuff like that isn't all you need. Obviously, you still need other things to win the game, but Grok gives you a huge, huge advantage. So he'll always be one of the best tanks in my opinion. Next, we have Hylos. Hylos is one of the few tanks that people actually use to try to counter Grok, to try to actually take on Grok. And I think he does a good job at that because he can constantly deal damage and he has that stun. So if he just waits for Grok to finish it with his first ability, you can easily stun him, or he can target a more squishy hero and just or if you got Carry can easily melt a Grok. So depending on what type of combo you have, I feel like yeah, Grok can be really tanky, but at the same time, if you have a Hylos and Carry, Grok is really just free food. So yeah, it's the combination. It depends on the combination and how you're going about using these heroes. So yeah, Hylos is really, really strong, really good right now. Very good at engaging and taking out and being used as a counter against Grok. Next, we have Nana. Nana is one of the heroes that people have been sleeping on for quite a while. I used to talk about how Nana was one of the strongest heroes in Mobile Legends a while ago, and everyone said I was crazy. Everyone didn't believe Nana was really, really good. And when you do the math and you think about, yo, this chick can literally drop 11 stuns a minute. How is she not meta? Like, when you really think about it that way, you realize just how powerful Nana has always been. And now people are starting to realize that because pros have been using Nana a lot more, and top players have been using Nana, so people are realizing how annoying Nana can be and how strong that is and how she can counter a lot of heroes. And Nana has been getting a lot of play lately, so if you master Nana and get really, really good with Nana, you can be unstoppable. But I hate going against Nana, so don't use Nana if you see me. Please don't. But yeah, next we have Diggy. Diggy is also really, really good right now. Because in this meta, most heroes have slows or stuns or some form of CC. Diggy just really countering all that. A well-timed Diggy ult could really change the tide of a game. Like, let's say Atlas uses his crazy ult, Diggy hit that alt at the right time, you just really made the strongest tank in the game useless. So Diggy, he still has his uses. I think that he's definitely a pick that you need to pick if you see the enemy going for a heavy CC comp. I think he can work really, really well there. That's one of the things that you have to really master in Mobile Legends, is knowing when to use a certain hero and counter picking for things like that. If you're going against a team with absolutely no crowd control, it would be useless to have Diggy. And I see a lot of times Diggy gets picked in situations like that where he's not actually countering someone. So when you see the enemies are using heavy crowd control, definitely grab Diggy. He will help your team out tremendously. Next, last but not least, we have Uranus. Now, there wasn't really any solo laners on this list because solo lane is not really a prevalent lane right now. I mean, your job is to basically win your lane and hold your lane as long as you can. Basically, you're like a punching bag because it's kind of hard to win a lane against a marksman and a tank in this meta. So you kind of just got to be good enough to make them take the towers slowly, I guess. And I think that right now Uranus is the strongest at doing that. Now, he can take a lot of damage and he can clear waves pretty fast. That's what's made him so powerful. Let's do a few honorable mentions. You got Jawhead. Chow is still really, really good. Liam Mort. So these are a few, but yeah, Uranus I feel like is definitely at the top when it comes to solo laners. So if you're playing the side lane, honestly, I would recommend Uranus most of the times. You just have to really know how to play him. But that's pretty much it, y'all. Let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. Like I said, if you think I missed anything, make sure you let me know. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and also let me know what other type of videos you'd like to see on the channel. Yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'm gonna catch y'all later, man. Peace out, yo.
I don't know nobody, so don't ask for no favors. Don't ask for no paper, they leave when you losing. But they coming back later, promise they coming back later. I'm up now, she wanna